into Wonderland. Now you're able to buy time, you're able to buy a memo, or you're able to buy a wrap memo. That's how much liquidity is out there now. So let's just say you just want to buy a wrap memo. Let's say you want to buy $100 a wrap memo and you want to upload it to Wonderland and stake it. All right, boom, you're in there. And let's say you don't necessarily want to go back into your stash and your savings account and buy some more wrap memo.
I'm listening.
Okay, now you're able to actually borrow whatever your position is.
Explain.
All right, so you got $100 that you put in,
right?
Wrap memo. All right, now you're able to borrow against your $100 to get you more wrap memo without going back into your savings account to buying more wrap memo.
Right. Now, do I have to have collateral of $100?
Yes, your collateral would be however much you're able to get with your wrap memo. So for instance, let's say you liquidate your price. All right, okay, let's do this. One wrap memo. It probably won't let me do anything until okay. It won't let me until I connect my account, which I don't want to do right now. So let's say you want to borrow $300 of wrap memo.
Right.
You're able to do so by just connecting your account, seeing how much you want to borrow, and then you're able to choose these particular percentages down here, which would be your liquidation price. So as you can see, like wrap memo is basically 52,000. So basically, if you choose these particular percentages, wrap memo has to go to 17,000 before you get liquidated, or 34,000, or 48,000. So once you keep your risk low, you're able to use that collateral, upload it on Wonderland, stake it, have more position on Wonderland, and not get liquidated out. That's just this particular platform.
Okay.
So but it has happened. Like last week, one person lost $15 million because they over leverage. They choose 90%. They probably put up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be careful when you're borrowing money from the bookie, basically.
You got to be careful because if the price goes down, right? Because the price went down. The price went down and people got liquidated out. So, the price, if your liquidation price is at 44,000 and it went to 43, you're done. That $9 million you got staking, it's done. You just cancel that. And that's, yes, so crypto could definitely make or break you, but it's a real deal. Like I real deal believe money growing trees because this shit's showing us.
Right.
It's easy.
No, I would like I say, how I look at that, that's definitely, borrowing money from the bookie. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be super strategic.
It's just like the bank. It's like the bank. You know what I'm saying? You go out and go get a loan from the bank and you're not able to pay your loan back, you're gonna get liquidated.
Right, but what happens is it's certain. You're totally right. What causes that is the price of certain things. See what I'm saying? If the price of the market or the value of whatever, you're invested into goes down to a certain thing, goes down to a certain price of value, then normally the individuals that are borrowing are going to be like, hey, what's going on? And that will be a very inopportune time for the person, for the borrower. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but no, that's definitely dope. I think if the right strategy is created behind it, and also the timing behind it, like right now, I wouldn't necessarily be looking to borrow any coins because most of the coins are going down. Unless I have the opportunity to kind of like day trade borrow with it, like say I want to probably borrow some on Monday because I know Monday it'll probably be down or in the red, and then
Right.
maybe hold it all the way to like Saturday and then be able to sell. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that the price will be a little bit higher. So maybe I was able to turn a profit. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, it does. Or you can also keep your liquidation risk level low
Okay. Buy.
by
Oh, as
just
far as the amount that you try and
right
right. Okay. Like
25%, 50%. You know what I mean? So like, so as you can see, right now it's 52,000 for a
right.
wrap memo. Now, if it goes below, if you chose 70% of liquidation, so basically the higher your leverage, the more you get back.
Okay.
So as you can see, expected MEM, you can get 68,000 MEM by just borrowing one wrap memo. So basically this right here, your allocated amount would have been 39,000, but by you adding leverage to your borrowing amount, you're going to get 68,000 instead of 39,000.
Because
See that right here?
you're borrowing the other 30,000 or so, right?
Yeah, you're increasing your leverage.
Right.
When you increase your leverage, see, look at this right here, 135,000. Now, if wrap memo goes, it's at 52,000. If it goes to 51,000, you lose your wrap memo and your borrowed amount.
This sounds
So
like a casino.
that's why I say you got to keep your liquidation price very low, but it's very efficient if you especially know what you're doing.
No, I definitely see that it can with the right strategy, it could definitely turn a profit to some people. I don't know, maybe wait another 5 minutes or so, then maybe go into these charts, kind of get some real good examples or whatnot for the people that's in the building. But I definitely like the knowledge that you're dropping. If you got some more though, I already know you do.
Anybody got some questions? Anybody got anything?
Yeah, there we go. How about that? We go with the questions.
I might need your number, bro.
I don't know if anybody talking or anybody mic. I only see 3 mics active. So if you're talking, your mic ain't on. We can't hear you. So, well, let's. If no questions, then shoot. I'll just go over these candles real quick. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's a real clear understanding, and then go over the wicks. You know what I'm saying? And whoever is here can ask questions. We'll do it like that.
Do it like that.
Yeah, like that. Okay, boom. Let's see. Okay. All right, so let's go to boom, boom.
I like how CoinMarketCap allows you to swap as well.
Oh, they allow you to swap now?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they was missing out on so much money having basically given out information for everybody else. And, right. For everybody else to go spend money at another place and you ain't got nothing set up the way you can spend money at your own place. So, or maybe that was they had to start from somewhere.
You got to
And
start from
they did smart
somewhere.
they did it smart by using public information and just adding it to their own website and running that public information.
Right.
Crypto's on the market. That's public information. Anybody can pretty much start a website and just run that information. You see what I'm saying? That's dope.
Right.
All right. So just to, give a real good understanding, I don't like this. I ain't gonna say I don't like it. Normally, I don't hear the word shadow too much to describe the wicks. I like to call them wicks. I've heard them being called wicks. So I'm going to use the word wicks. On this particular example, is showing the word shadow. But most people use the word wicks to identify what these lines are on top of the candle bodies from from the bottom part of the rectangle to the top part of the rectangle. As you can see, it's called the body or the candle body. Same thing over here in red. And the beautiful thing is, whatever you learn for one, it's going to go also for the other. You just may use it in reverse. And that's the dope part. So you just learn one thing and then just put it in reverse, meaning it's going to open at the bottom for green and close at the top. And that makes sense because if candlesticks identify money, and we know if we go to the chart, the money that is being identified in this particular column right here, as it goes up, it's more. So for it to close at the top kind of makes sense. It's green, it's going up, so it should open at the bottom and close at the top. Does that pretty much kind of make sense?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, here we go. We just learned one thing, that it opens and closes, but we know when it's green, it opens at the bottom and it closes at the top. We're just going to put it in reverse now because it's red, and that makes sense. It's starting at one price. It's starting at a price up here, and then now it's working its way down. Hence the reason why it's closing at the bottom, because the value or the price has gone down and it has closed. And when we use the word close to kind of explain that, open and close, every candle opens and closes. And they're on these different candle charts up here, these different time intervals, I think I pronounced it correctly. But this is right now on the day chart. So these candles are opening and closing and giving information and indicating the price for the entire day on each one of these candles. If I click right here, it's going to be on a 4 hour. So each one of these candlesticks are now worth the 4 hours of information and value that is being identified in that candle. So that's what so you'll understand the whole open and close is because after each time frame, as you can see right now, here's my actual countdown clock right here. I'm on a 4 hour chart, which means all of these are worth 4 hours. And it's letting you know that in 2 hours and 44 minutes and 15 seconds, it's going to end this. It's going to close this particular candle and open a new one right next to it. And that's what happens all day. They open and close. They open and close, either green or red. They open and close. Everybody kind of understand that?
Yes.
That makes sense, right? If you didn't understand that before, right?
Yes.
Right. Any questions before we go further? I want to make sure that, like, don't like, please ask me a redundant question versus no question, just so you like, you know what, I do got it. Like, I asked the question, I got it. So please ask questions. Please.
Okay,
So like
I have a question.
I'm ready.
Okay, so when do you buy? Do you buy in red or do you buy in green?
That is a great question. And because we are here to learn, I am going to ask you that question in return. Would you? Right. No, because I know that you're intelligent because you're already here. Would you want to buy this up here at $7.56, or would you want to buy it down here at $6.60 something cents?
The $6.60 something.
What color is it?
Red.
So now answer your own question. When would you like to buy?
Okay, in red.
Because that mathematically makes sense. If we now have to like logically narrow down when can I buy and when can I sell, because that is the great simplicity of investing. Those are the only two things you do, or the third thing you do, hold. You know what I'm saying? But you're doing that by osmosis. So the actions that's actually taking place, you're either buying or you're selling. So that's a great question. So if we're going to buy in red, why are we buying in red? Because it's cheaper. We have shown history, because this is in the past, that this particular asset at one point in time was at $7.50 some cents. If this is a good asset, it has the opportunity to go back up to there. So if I buy in the red, I'm already gonna put myself in a situation to when it goes back up, I can be into money. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Simple, right? That's simple.
Right.
That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's logical. Now watch the flip side. Because remember, when we learn one thing, we learn the other. When do I want to sell? I want to sell when it's at its highest. I want to sell when it's at its highest. I want to sell
Okay.
when it's at its highest. I want to sell when it's at its highest. You know, I want to sell when it's at its highest. You know, so it just depends on where you're at in that time and if you need to sell. You know, if you got something going on, an emergency, because always remember, investing is definitely great short term, but it's amazing long term. So just always keep that in mind, in my opinion. But it is not hard. They just go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bro, don't answer me like that. It's gonna be
Oh,
quiet.
okay. All right. Mute yourself if you got life going on in the background until you're ready to talk, whoever that is. But the simplicity of what we have, what investing is very simple. They just throw all this other razzle dazzle and lines and numbers and words to kind of intimidate us to say, nah, I can't do this. When at the end of the
Right.
day, you can buy something and you want to buy it at its cheapest price. And then you also know the reason why you bought it cheap is for it to go up a little bit so you can sell it. Like, we could teach a monkey to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not tough. So don't ever feel like when you're in this space and now that you're here and you're learning something and you're going to the next thing or another aspect, always remember that we only do 2 things in this space or 3 things. So any information or any button that they give you as any type of information in this space is to do 1 or 2 of those particular things. They're just giving you information to let you know, well, hey, it's at this particular price now, what you want to do. Or this particular line has come down here. What do you want to do? You feel what I'm saying? Or this line is now going up to here. What do you want to do? Because you can only do 2, 3 things. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So now when you're approaching all the different aspects of this particular game, any button on here, anytime you're listening to any type of catalyst information or whatever, it's only to do 2 things, buy or sell. So don't think that you can't learn or you can't comprehend or understand what this thing is, because you already know what its ultimate goal is to make you do. You see what I'm saying? Like when we get some news and it's letting us know that this particular coin just came out, that's normally going to strike our emotions to buy, right?
Right.
Or this coin is attached to now Sony, or you know what I'm saying, Sam, or whatever. Like that information is going to trigger us to buy. Just like if we get information, okay, this particular coin is like going through something right now, or having protocol issues, or is getting hacked. That's going to be like, maybe I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? If I'm already in it, I may want to sell and just kind of part ways. Or if I'm not in it, I'm not going to buy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be real skeptical and do more information. So always remember, in this entire space, all the information is only being given to you to do 1 of the 2 things. You just have to find out the in-between of why they've given you these particular things to use to identify why you should buy or why you shouldn't buy, or why you should sell or why you shouldn't sell. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, it does. And another thing, like, do we like if we buy something at its lowest and we do we sell it the same day that we buy it?
That will be called day
Usually,
trading.
so
And if you would like to, and you feel like that's what you should do, I'm not against it. They do it all the time. Just
okay.
always remember that the tax implication when it comes to day trading is a little higher when it comes to maybe buying and holding for at least a year and a day. They call it more so long-term trading,
Okay.
or in a sense, you can kind of use the word swing trading a little bit, where you buy it on Monday and you don't sell it on Monday. You may buy it on Tuesday or any day after that. Can kind of be like labeled as a swing trade. And if you start getting into a year or better, you start getting into the term long-term trading or holding.
Okay.
And that's also going to be the secret sauce. And I realized that the other day when I went to Office Depot and I was looking at these different computers, and I can't lie, I'm not a very technical person. Even though if you come to my house, you may see like 5 or 6 computers or different screens and stuff like that. Right. You know what I'm
sound
saying?
system.
Right. Do know that I probably didn't hook it up by myself or something. You know, I'm just not technical. So I go into, long story short, I go in and the rep is talking computer talk. And I don't know computer talk. So as they're talking, I'm just like, okay, uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Knowing deep down that I don't speak the language. Meaning that the example was every aspect of life has a language. If you're trying to learn how to do something in an aspect of life and you're not tackling the language first, it's going to come across as being hard or difficult, or you don't understand it. And that's because you didn't start from the root.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So I definitely encourage everybody, you know, who hasn't already. I've already done it. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I'll go back on there because they add more words to it every time. You know what I'm saying? You heard cuz abracadabra, memo, rap. I'm like, what? Ooh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. It's a growing space. So if you don't stay up, if you don't get the basic terms, you're not going to, when he has that conversation and he starts talking, you're just going to be saying, yeah.
Could you, what is that you just went to?
This is marketbeat.com. And this is where you can, they pretty much have at least about over 200 something terms that will correlate between Forex, stocks, and crypto. And as you read them, as you read all of them, they'll really start making sense to you about you get like a good 40% of the way down, because of course, to make these definitions, they have to use the actual words. That's why the first word in this sentence is Bollinger Band. So once you start learning certain words, price action, what a security is, volatility, once you go through these words, you start understanding what you're saying versus just reading it, because after a while, they can't help but use the actual word that you're trying to learn as a word to describe the actual definition of another word. So it's really deep. It's heavy.
And Bollinger Bands
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say Bollinger Bands is also an indicator used on technical analysis for traders to have a more analysis on the chart or whatever they want to do, buy or sell. And there's also 3 different types of trading. There's scalping, intraday, and swing trade. Scalping is when you're in the market for a few seconds to 5 minutes. Intraday is when you're in the market just for the day. Swing trade is when you buy on Wednesday, sell on Wednesday, or buy on Monday, sell on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. So swing trade is holding for a couple of days, a few days, a week or a month, or even a couple months. Intraday, you're in there for the market for a day, and scalping, you're in there for a few seconds or a few minutes.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I got that. So scalping, I'm in for a few minutes. Swing trade, I'm in from 1 week to a couple of months. And then intraday, I'm in for just one entire day.
Right. And even swing trades also for a couple of days as well. 2, 3, 4 days, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a really, a person can give you a definition on it, but it's being used so loosely in the space to where if you listen to other videos or listen to somebody talk, it's pretty much anything that's not that same day. Like, you know.
Right. Because go to this is one of my favorite books. It's by Munehisa Homa. Go to the Candlestick Trading Bible. Type in the Candlestick Trading Bible. This right here, the candlestick trading bot. This right here is the
I'm gonna read that shit.
best. This is go down because there's a PDF file. There's a PDF file right there.
Which one? Right here?
Right there. And
Right.
this is invented by a Japanese legend. It's the most successful trader in history. Now go down, down, down. Keep going.
Down.
Keep going. Right there. Okay. Right there. All right.
I'm trying to get to that page too. Down.
Right.
Now read that paragraph down below, right below it, right here. If the close is above the open, we could say that the candlestick is bullish, which means that the market is rising in its period of time. And the white candlestick is green. So if you go back up, if the
this is green, this is red, right?
Right, correct.
Yeah, because it's opening at the top and closing at the bottom.
Right. If the close is above the open, it's bullish. If the close is below the open, it's bearish. So,
meaning logically, if it opens here
and closes there,
and it closes anywhere above here, it's bullish, which means it's green, which means it's going up. And that's logical because the prices on the side indicate as it goes up, it gets higher. So that's a logical, simple statement. Yep.
So
and in reverse.
So if you go back up to the table of contents, just to get them right there. So if y'all just go through this book, y'all will see like there's all these candlestick and these patterns are very important to understanding how to read the charts, engulfing the doji candlestick, the evening star, the morning star, all these. This is a great tool to read. So I definitely advise everyone to check this out. It's a free PDF file that shows you everything about particular candlestick trading patterns, what they mean, where to look for them in the market.
Yeah, so no, this is definitely, and for it to be free is just super dope to go and get the PDF for that. So that's definitely dope.
This taught me how to read Forex, how to trade Forex.
Boom. So now that's definitely
thank you for that.
Yeah. And definitely the PDF form of it, that's dope. So that's, you could be on your phone and just pull that up, boop. You know what I'm saying? And probably say that on your drive and just, because how many pages was it? It was a couple of pages, right? It's
it's a lot of pages.
160,
it's 168 pages.
Yeah, you knock out 3 a day, 6 a day, just putting in the time. And that's all it is, really. This is no different than anything else. You watch that video of that person who's good as hell at juggling, and you be like, God damn, you good as fuck at juggling. You be like, how much time did it take you to juggle like that? And motherfucker go out and like, man, it took me years and months, and I'll be doing this for 8 hours some days. Like, oh, okay, cool. You learned to juggle for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all on what a person want to do and what they want to be. We got the time. We just kind of sometimes don't spend it on what we should that's going to bring value. But once you start getting on this and you start getting these type of resources like this, and then this other resources, learning these terms. So when you read this, it's not like, what? Because you can pull this up right now, but if you still don't know what most of these terms mean, and then know the words that you got to know the words that they're using to describe the terms. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and it's all part of it. So these two right here are definitely like super big. And then next thing I advised everybody is to open up a free tradingview.com account. Get on there and create some drawings, pull up some assets, look at some things, move it around, scan through the different time frames, you know what I'm saying? See what's going on, zoom in, zoom out, but you got to get on there. It's like a video game, so any other like kind of questions about anything?
Quick question. So market beat, right? That's just for terminology. So are we paying them for like a dictionary? Is it like a
well, this is where
stocking dictionary or?
You can definitely go on Google and probably find an amazing, you know what I'm saying? Let's see.
No, I'm really just like, is that what that is though?
In a sense, it's just a company that they literally like to provide information, you know what I'm saying, about trading.
Okay.
As you can see at the top, they got prices and they got assets going at the top, you know what I'm saying? But they got education, they got headlines, they got market data, you know what I'm saying? They got different financial calendars. So, they got a lot of information on here. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, but you, in my opinion, start with the language. So when you start going to all these other things, you can understand it.
Gotcha.
So, like I say, knock those terms out. Knock about a good 10 terms out a day. Say them 3 times a day. So you make sure it sticks in the mind. You got to get that repetition and just keep going till you knock them out. And as you're knocking them out, go to YouTube. People ask me, how did you learn how to trade? I went to YouTube University.
The best university.
That's the best university. You know what I'm saying?
You got anybody you recommend on YouTube?
As far as for
to learning the charts and stuff.
I like the Wicks Don't Lie.
Wicks Don't Lie.
Let me see.
Okay.
They do Forex on there, and let's see. Yeah. They do a lot of Forex, but it's the same thing. They're going to explain to you how, things, they're going to explain to you, and they're going to actually have live price action where things are moving up and down and you can see it, and they're going to explain to you why. And once you really get in there, you'll really understand why they put this line here. And the reason is because you got a candle starting here. You got a candle also right here next to it. You got one sitting on top of it, 2 over here sitting on top of it, 1 sitting on top of it, 1 stopping here. It's like, yeah, that's something there. That price is something there. You see what I'm saying? So that aspect of it isn't really that difficult. Also, when you just think about a little bit of the common sense of just, okay, both sides are touching, or I got a lot of different candles touching this particular area. You know what I'm saying? This has to be something. This is what they would call a resistant line. And the reason why it's like a main turn of like a resistant line, because at one point in time, if an asset is below this line and they're trying to go up, it's going to be a ceiling because the ceiling's on top. But once they get above it and they start trying to come down, it now turns into a floor. Does that make sense?
So are we creating our own resistance line, or is this something that's just already going to be populated?
Now watch this. I don't really like to do this, but I'm going to do this because I want you to understand that it can be done. But I want to push you to create your own, because the concept is the same. You know what I'm saying? And once you understand how to do it, the confidence that you get from knowing that you lay your own lines out. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what these people do. No, I don't like that one. It's just too crazy. But when you get let me see, pivots. Forgive me, y'all. Okay, so
Say, text your sister and tell her to come home. I'm about to put dinner in the oven.
Give me a second. I'm trying to find the one. Let's see. That definitely was crazy. But yeah, it's what we'll call an indicator that indicates all the different pivot points on all those lines that I'm laying. You don't have to lay those if you just cut on the pivot. Where's it at? This is the buy pivot right here, which makes sense. Like, you know, why you would want to sell, like we was talking about. They have an indicator that tells you what we just learned at the beginning. Hey, let's buy down here, right? Buy. Let's sell up here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of common sense, believe it or
Is
not.
that pivot only that's available when you go to pay for this, right? It's not on the screen.
It could be. It could be, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Be. I'm trying to find the one. Is it this regular one? Hold on 1 second. Because as you can see, they're asking me to. And I like where I'm at right now. I want to put no more money. This is similar, but it's just not. It's just way too colorful for me. But basically, all these different points will show somewhere in the back of time or in history where this asset is gone, and it'll go there again. I just don't like this one. It's just too much. I'm gonna try and find that other one, so maybe next time when we do this, I can really show that one, and you can really get an understanding. But yeah, there's an actual indicator that gives you all the different lines on where it has stopped and started.
Welcome everyone.
So you don't have to create it.
Thank you for taking part.
Sorry. But yeah, Wix Don't Lie is a really good one. You know, they're doing their thing as far as learning charts and getting to actually see somebody trading live and get the opportunity to hear everything that they're saying and pick up on things and stuff like that. They're pretty dope as far as trading. Now, as far as information, there's a lot of people out there. But that's a really good question. Any other questions?
Do anybody offer one-on-one sections?
Yeah, we definitely do. No, we definitely do.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some one-on-one.
It happens because, you know, sometimes, you know, this thing right here can sometimes come across as being intimidating. So
Very much so.
You know, but it's not. I promise you. I guess I feel like the way that I try to explain it to where it makes you feel like it isn't, and then it isn't.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Because
So go ahead, Guinea. Go ahead.
I think it's just I'm learning so much at one time. So it's just like
right. That's it too.
I'm definitely gonna go to YouTube to try to get more education on it as well. So when I do come to one of you guys, I'll be, you know, a little better.
And then what I do for what I did with my son, to where I got him on it to where he's reading charts. Like what I would do is, like, I'll tell him to look at this particular area right here, and I'll tell him to look at a certain area and, you know, just let me know what he thinks it is. And he would go up here to the little camera button on the tradingview.com. I don't think you have to have a subscription to do that. I think you can just do it just because. And then you can go over here and copy chart. And then now I could send it in an email or whatever, or let me see. Boom. I go to a round table. If I wanted to put it in the round table, I could. You know, I put other charts in there. So, you know, it's just you know, it's just one of those things. You know, just a nice little tool to where if you learn how to do that, then you'll learn how to like, you know, go to, let me see, please forgive me. Okay, say we go to trading patterns. Another secret that I like to use is, you know, if you go and you look at a lot of trading pattern examples, if they're not in candles, they're going to be in lines. And sometimes learning the lines can be easier than learning the candlesticks and examples. And I say this because you can always go to your candles and you can click the line and now it is a line. So the thing that you're looking at over here and you're using examples and you're trying to get better at, and you're studying this and it's in lines, but then you come over here and you look and it's in candles, it's like sometimes it could be a little difficult. But if you go to the candle bar and you click on line, now it looks exactly as if what you're using to study and mimic off of. So it kind of helps learning the examples a little better. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So just keep that in mind. What else? Any other questions?
Okay, so I do got a question. So you know how you do, because when I was looking at someone's YouTube, they was teaching off the candlestick version. I don't know, is that like that's a favorite, right? Because nobody really used that line.
Say that one more time.
Like most people use the candlestick versus using that line, right? Because when the most of the YouTube videos that I be looking at, they're always looking at the candlestick version.
Well, the reason why is because you really don't get, like, let's look at this area right here, right? Okay, we see that price has stopped right here, right? But now let's go to the candlestick and see if there's a wick. Okay, boom, it's not giving us a wick. So in this particular area, it was pretty accurate that it stopped right here on the line. So, but that's sometimes what happens with lines. Lines don't always give wicks. Watch this. If we go right here next to it, the line is saying that it stopped right here. What it's really saying is that the candle body stopped right there. Really, if we go back to the candles, the wicks stop down here. And the wicks are important. The wicks tell the future. Bottom wick. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Go ahead.
So we looking at the wicks, not the body?
We're looking at both.
Basically. Okay.
We're looking at both. The reason why we're looking at both, because both tell a story. They're indicators. They are indicating something. Bottom wicks are indicating to us that sometime in the future, which means this is the present, anything over here to the right is the future. And of course, anything back here is the past. Wicks tell us that in the future, that there is going to be a candle body that will come and match this line, or match its area, or match its price. Meaning that a wick stop right here around by 80 cents, there's going to be a full candle body that's going to rest right around this same area. And that is where you get the yin and yang, or you get the buying and selling of the market to stabilize the asset at that particular price. If you don't stabilize an asset at each price, you get volatility where it just drops down because it doesn't have the buying and selling going on. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like I say, the wicks are going to tell us the future. And sure enough, this wick just told us that, hey, in the future, there's going to be a candle body that's going to stop around this price. Sure enough, it did. And as it keeps going, as it works its way up, these wicks right here at some point in time had to be filled with these candle bodies. Let me bring my other crosshairs. Okay. So this wick right here is now being filled by any candle body that's over here, and so forth and so on. And it works its way the same with the top. If you look at this particular wick right here, it's saying that over here in the future, there's going to be a candle body that's going to meet this particular wick at the tip. And sure enough, it did right next to it. This is a full candle body right here that has value at this same price right here where this wick stopped. And then boom, it created another wick right here on top, which means over here in the future, we're going to have a candle body that's going to meet price-wise over here all the way to the right in this same area. Are we kind of seeing that?
Okay, yeah, I kind of see that. So you saying that like the wicks are gonna tell what the next body of the candle is gonna do?
Not always the next body, but it's going to tell at some point in time. That's why I use the word future, not necessarily the immediate future, but the future. And the reason why I say that is because this bottom wick, we didn't immediately with this next right here candle get it filled. It got filled way over here. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I don't want you to think of it's going to be an immediate fill, but just know at some point in time in the future it will be. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Meaning
So
like
wicks
right
tell
here.
the future.
Say that again.
So wicks tell the future of a body
In
candle.
a sense. Yep.
Okay.
That's why it's not hard. If you just pay attention to the wicks, you kind of know where it's going to stop and where it's going to go.
But
And
you don't know
sit
when
back
it's
and
gonna
wait.
do that.
Say that again.
But you don't know when it's gonna do that.
Boom.
You just
And that's the
got you.
part that makes it to where it's not completely predictable and everybody will be doing it because all they have to do is pay attention to the wicks. What the market does is to shake people out of position, is shoot up crazy up and down, and then you'll hear the word correct itself or have a correction, and it'll get back on these particular wicks at the top or bottom.
What's the
Right.
best time frame
Well,
to look at this stuff? Like every what? So you can get an idea of
The-
how this stuff is going.
the market depending on what you're doing, either it's stocks, crypto, or forex. They basically run. The market is 24/7. Crypto 24/7. Stocks is Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, and then forex
9:30 to 4.
not 9:30 to 4 or 5. Sometimes because commodities still run like gold.
Right. Yeah, it depends on what your
Gold.
asset is. Traditional stocks is 9.
Traditional stocks to 9 to 4, and then forex is from 8 till it's 24/7 basically, Monday through Friday.
10 to 7. And what does these time mean? I'm writing them down, but I don't know.
24/7. It's 24/7.
It's 24/7.
Forex.
Forex is a 24/7 thing.
Monday through Friday. Monday
through
through Friday.
Mhm.
And crypto is 24/7, Monday through Sunday.
Which makes sense if forex is the old money and it's 24/7 and crypto is the new money, we see why it's 24/7.
Right.
Mhm.
And forex is still limited to Monday through Friday. It's closed on the weekend, so you can't
Right.
trade forex on the weekend.
Oh, these
So
are trading
you can't-
times. Like they actually have a time. Oh, okay. So now
Right.
Yeah,
It has
you literally
it has
that's
an
the whole time
open
you
and
trade
close
stocks.
time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta have an open and close.
Asian, New York, London, and Asian are the 3 trading times.
Mhm.
New York is 8 o'clock. Asian is 11 or whatever. Trading times, trading time zones. Well,
So trading times. Got it.
so
Yeah,
So
Asian
crypto is
Tokyo is the
probably why
same.
everybody trading that because you could just literally do that 7 days a week.
And so beyond the candlesticks, that's why there's indicators in place to help correspond with the candlesticks, so you can have a more specific future or even present time of what the next candlestick could do, or the next 5 candlesticks could do. So basically the first step is to actually learn the candlestick patterns, and then once you use your indicators to help guide you along with the candlesticks, then you get a better entry and exit strategy.
And it starts to become very common sense to where like when it's going down, you're normally going to see longer wicks at the bottom and shorter wicks at the top, because wicks are also used as momentum of the money, So if you don't see any wicks at the top of candles, or they're really small, but you're seeing wicks at the bottom of candles and they're kind of longer, or they're longer, here we go, if the wick sometimes on the bottom, if they're longer than the ones on the top, you could be going down. Majority of the time.
Okay, say that again so I can write it down.
Meaning, if there is longer wicks at the bottom of candles than the wicks that are at the top, meaning if I look at this particular area right here, there's a really good chance that these string of candles, the wicks at the bottom are going to be longer than the wicks at the top. This one doesn't have one, but it's still a red candle. This one does, and the bottom wick is longer than the top wick. This one does, and the bottom wick is longer than the top wick. This one does, and the bottom wick is longer than the top wick. Meaning that normally when you have wicks on the top and the bottom wicks are longer, sometimes that's a really strong indication that it's going down. The momentum of the money is going down. And then
okay. So I'm glad you just said that. So let me just say this one thing. I ain't no more questions.
No, go ahead. That's what we're here to do.
The wicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you saying like at the bottom and then at the top. So at the bottom, the money going down, but at the top is going up.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
In a sense, okay.
Right, because this indicates what the value of anything over here is. And of course, the common sense is as it goes up, it's higher, which means the price is more. And it goes down, the price is less, which means the value is less. So yes. And that's why, to also make it common sense, if you're seeing wicks and it's a top wick and a bottom wick, and you see all that bottom wick, there's a good chance that that asset could be going down.
Got it.
Now watch this. Because the market can't be predictable, what does the market do to throw you off? Give you this long wick, which they know the rule of wicks. Oh man, this thing should be going down. So everybody's waiting for it to go down. And what does this asset do these next couple of candlesticks? Go up.
Play.
Right. And that's because, right, I know I threw a monkey wrench in there on purpose, because I need you to understand that, like we were talking about earlier, I don't know if you came on when Cousin was talking about the doing borrowing crypto and doing collateral. And I was like, hold on, are you saying that we're basically borrowing money from the bookie? He's like, yeah, meaning like in this whole space, the rules that we have been given to us by the same individuals who are trying to take our money. That's deep. But they are the rules and they work. It's just what makes them to where it's not predictable is because the market has to be a little bit unpredictable, even though there are rules. There are, like, we didn't tell you to go where this book at. You know what I'm saying? We didn't just talk about this this person didn't create this book because there are no rules. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, it's like you can't, it doesn't make any sense for him to create a book if there's no rules or patterns to go off of. So there's patterns and there's rules, but remember that the market has to be unpredictable for it to stay open. Meaning if the bookie takes bets and all the bets are predictable, you come there the next day, most likely the bookie ain't taking no bets because it's out of business. The same thing with the casino. If the casino is predictable when it comes to playing 21 or the slots, they're not going to be open. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because that's the game. So what they're going to do is throw us off, and with throwing us off, because watch this, I'm going to throw another monkey wrench in there. You can make money as an asset's going down. So there's some people that were over here who got in over here and was like, dang, I'm going to just keep riding this thing down. And then they seen this big whip right here. And it's like, oh, yeah, it's about to keep going down. And then they start going up on them and they start losing money and they may panic. They may panic and sell, not realizing that it did continue to go right back down. And this candle body over here met this wick like it's supposed to. And watch
Okay,
this.
so repeat. How did you just say that they make money when the market going down?
Okay, so there's this other part of the market that is called a call or a put. A call is when you're indicating that you want to make a wager that the asset is going to go from one price to a higher price. You're wagering that it's going up. It's like you're picking a football team and you picking this asset, this right here, to go from being at 71 cents to going up to being 72 cents. You're picking that. You know that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That is called a call. That's putting in a call option. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I'm wagering an asset to go up or down.
Right. It's to go up is a call, to go down is a put. Two different words, two different directions. The call is going up, the put is going down. And the put means I am wagering that this asset, even though right now it's at 73, I think it's going to come all the way down to 71. So I put some money in over here to say that it's going to do that. And as it starts to go down, my account grows because what I said was going to happen is happening. Does that make sense?
Yes, so I want to ask you this quick question. So a call and a put is like, I don't know anything about this. So when I say this, you tell me if I'm wrong, because I've been watching YouTube videos. So a call and a put is like options in stocks?
Yes. That is the terms that they use for it. That is definitely correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And now we're explaining them. A call is going up, a put is going down. Meaning put red, call green.
Put red, call green.
Dang, I was just doing that same.
Put red, call green. And that's why I say, like, it's not hard that this space just likes to use uncommon words to describe common things. Like, I don't have to describe to you that your eyes can see that this is going down, so you'd be like, well, why don't they just use the word down? They do sometimes in common language, but sometimes they'll use the word put, or they'll use the word bull, or they'll use the word bear to referring it going down. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll use the word bull to refer of it going up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's difficult, because they're using a whole totally different word to describe something that you already know a word that describes that. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I got it. I got that part. I'm listening. I got that part.
To really, really start you out, definitely just pay attention to the wicks. Really. It's gonna tell you everything that you need to know. And the reason why I say that is because this space at one point in time it started where it was nothing but just candle bodies and wicks. There wasn't all these different indicators that they have now, to where you can go up here and it's a long list of, you just type a letter and it's just a long list. All these are different indicators to tell you whether to buy or sell, which is cool. They work. All of them do. Every last one of them work. You just have to understand how they work. You know what I'm saying? They work, every last one of them. But guess what I'm going to tell you in logic? They had to be invented. And before they were invented, they weren't there, and people still had to read the market. People still had to read these charts. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, you think it's better to know exactly what it is before just relying on them.
Not even that, just having an understanding that the asset itself is going to tell you what it does, just in case you haven't graduated yet to understanding these indicators. Because some of them, as you can see me just go through a couple of them, like you start using these things and you you know, just out of, does anybody, off the hand, it's not common sense to understand what these lines mean that I've just put up here.
So when you say other indicators, do you mean like the MACD and stuff like that?
Right. All the different, the Fibonacci, if you heard that one, or the one cousin brought up earlier, the Bollinger Band. Like there's a lot of them, and they
And you
all
like the
work.
pivot, right? That's the one you said earlier.
The pivot, that's another one.
Okay.
And they all work. Just understand though that you have to understand how they work. If not, it's just going to be clutter on your screen. You know what I'm saying? And it's a graduating process to that, because as the sister said earlier, it's a lot to take in. You know what I'm saying? So when you're at the beginning, every day is like that, the way you're taking a lot in. So to simplify it to where you have confidence while you're here and your money is in here, pay attention to these lines on the top and the bottom. All right? Pay attention to these lines on the top and bottom. And if you pay attention to these lines, they're going to pretty much show you where it's going to stop and where it's going to go down. If you like, we can pay attention to a couple of them, and really watch how these candles develop. And we can
I
kind
was
of
just about
predict
to
what's
ask you
going
that because
on.
I just seen, okay, so right here where you at right now is those next candles haven't developed, but I'm trying to make sure I'm looking at this right. So you see how the red candlestick is down there and it has the wick coming down at the bottom. Is just saying that at some point this is going to drop to where this wick is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
In my opinion, yep. Based upon the rules that I have been taught, yep. When that is the unpredictable thing. But
Gotcha.
Based upon the rules, it is, hey, it's supposed to come down to there. That's what they said. And it shows throughout. Like we can go at any point on top, and at some point in time, it has reached there and it's worked its way there. This is just how it works.
Okay, so another question then. So like say when you're trading, right? And you see how that last candlestick is gonna tell you like what may happen or what's gonna happen, but you just don't know exactly when. So how do people know when to pull out if they don't know exactly when something is gonna happen? Like what's gonna lead you to say, I know it's gonna get there, because you see how it went straight green after that?
But this
so
is
how
where
do you know like when you're gonna pull?
Well, this is where we talked about those resistance lines. And the reason why I put a line here, because I got one candle body sitting on top. I got another doji candle in the body of it, even though it's very small. This doji candle, even though the body is very small, it's not that far away. And I have another candle right here stopping at it. So this is something within these candles right here that, let's see, let me try and get the best one to even incorporate this new candle. Boom. And I wanted to say it before it happened, but I didn't think that this candle was, these next couple of candles were going to go higher than this one. Not right now. If it does, guess how far it's going to probably only go up to? Right there. And that's because of that candle wick. Does that make sense? Like
so it's never going past the previous?
Yep. It's going to let you know, like, boom.
Gotcha.
Or even better, maybe we want to bring it right here. So for this candle wick, but watch this candle body. If it's going down, either stop here or stop at this one. One of the two. That's my prediction. Or here. Something's going to rest.
At some point, it have to, okay, you see where, I'm trying to see how I can point to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you see the green candle? Like the one before the two, right? Like go over. Okay, now you see the red candle in front of that?
Mm-hmm.
This right here. You see how the wick is at the top and it's going up, indicating that at some point this asset is going to go back up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's what, not the second green candle, but you see how it is muted. It did meet it. Okay, I see it. Okay, yeah.
Well,
All right, I see it.
watch this. It didn't completely meet it because there's still some value right here. So at some point in time, this could pop back up and go back up here and meet it, and it will. This is a good asset. It's just right now it's correcting itself from previous wicks that it has further back that has a lower price, and it's really just slowly working its way down.
I
Yeah,
was
it's
gonna ask
deep.
that. So it has to follow
Yeah,
the
here we
previous
go.
wick
Let's
and
go.
it's
Let's
gonna
check it
win.
out.
Okay, cool.
Oh, hold on.
Okay,
Let me.
that makes sense.
See. Let's see the candle. It's gonna 9 times out of 10. Look, that wick now has been developed. We got 36 seconds over here. So let's see. It's gonna most likely hit where I put these lines at, and it's not because I'm predicting it. It's because I'm just paying attention to the lines, the wicks, and putting the line by the wick. That ain't magic. You know what I'm saying? It's just I understand that. And sure enough, look what it's wicked. We got 15 seconds. We got 15 seconds. Let's see 10. Let's see where it closed at. Uh-oh, it's coming up. It may close right in between here. Right in between here with this line, with this golden, this line right, told you, close by that. So I ain't spot on, but I ain't supposed to be, and I'm really happy where I was at. I'm not too far off. You see what I'm saying? And that's because I'm using the logic of the wicks. Does that make sense?
Okay, so my indicator lines that I'm making, I'm stopping them at the wicks.
That's going to let you know where there are resistant lines at and where the floor and the ceiling is going to be at different price points. And when you
everything yellow is a resistance line that we're looking at right now.
In a sense, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And we got 2 minutes, so we're gonna see how this thing form. We got a little green popping. We got a little wick almost ready to touch that golden line. We got that body right here resting where this body at and where this wick is at. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. And that's sometimes what you got to do also to really get these charts is you got to really go down to your 3 minute and your 5 minute and watch this countdown and watch the tug of war of money go back and forth and develop and kind of throw you off or try and throw you off. And at the end of the day, either stop by a wick or stop where a candle body either is resting on and another one is stopping at, because those are the resistance lines. And when you say, okay, well, what do I do with the information of a resistance line? If you watch these candles develop, resistance lines is where the money sits for a couple of more seconds than it does in between the resistance line. I mean, this is where I can buy or this is where I can sell, and it's going to actually stay at that price long enough for me to do that. Does that also make sense?
Just run that by me one more time.
Okay, meaning these lines that I've set up are not just resistance lines, but they're also lines if you decide to buy or sell that the price will stay there long enough for you to do that. Look, it's sitting there right now. 39 seconds, 38, sitting there right there on that line that I put before that candle was developed. You see what I'm saying? Like it's going to sit there long enough for you to do something at resistant points when it's going up or down, depending on. I
gotta get on this one because stock charts ain't this souped up.
No, you gotta get on TradingView.com.
Yes, I'm switching over today.
Yeah, you gotta get on TradingView.com again too. Let's see.
TradingView is the most popular.
I see it's way more. I don't think they have that that feature right there.
Right. Okay. Boom. So now we just created another one. Boom. It jumped up, but it's ready to come back down. And that's it. That's the thing. Like, just pay attention to your wicks and where they end. Pay attention to where certain candle bodies, are sitting close. Like right here, I got a candle body closing right here, and I got another one opening. Just being really close like that, and a wick. That's kind of like a real good indication that this price is something right here. This is a resistant price right here, a resistant line. Is that making sense to the fam?
Yes.
Or the
Is it
candle.
is it feeling a little bit more understandable and a little bit
Yes.
more easier?
It ain't feeling
Yes.
easier, but I kind of we said two different things.
I know. I'm sorry.
It ain't feeling easier, but I understand these wicks and what those, like the candle, the body of it, and the wicks, and I understand that concept a little bit more though.
Okay. And it's a lot, so
It is.
I can understand that, but I do want the simple part that is simple to hopefully definitely be digested tonight, because it really is simple. Like I say, we're just buying and selling. So, the sister that asked that question, well, hey, when do I buy and when do I sell? That's really the nuts and bolts of this thing. Buy when it's red and sell when it's green. And
Buy when it's red. So when I'm getting a wick that's indicating the price is gonna rise and it reaches that point, say if I just randomly, say if I was doing day trading and I see a wick that's saying at some point today this price is gonna reach the tip of this candlestick here. At that point, I'm gonna go ahead and sell.
well, you want to be careful because remember I said because there are rules, the rules would make this market predictable. Like you say, you seen this wick right here, and you're like, oh yeah, it's definitely going down, and it did eventually. But all that happened today. This wick right here took place earlier, way earlier today. Oh, this is on the 3-minute candle. I'm sorry, 3-minute chart. So yeah, this happened today also. Just
What you said?
understand that it's not predictable in the time frame. So if you did see this wick right here and you're like, yeah, it's going down. If you're doing crypto and you have the and you're on a site that allows you to do futures or derivatives, that is another form of doing options, like the sister brought up earlier when it comes to stocks, when you can basically wager that a crypto is going down. You just have to understand when they do that particular type of trading, there's a time frame attached to it, and normally the time frame is also conducted by the market, so it's always rigged. So your strategy has to be really tight. And I see where you're trying to go, and I just want to let you know that what you're understanding, in a sense, yes, it eventually will go there. Trying to time it is the thing that's unpredictable. So give yourself time. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So if you were doing, say you were doing stocks and you were doing puts and you seen this, I wouldn't do a day trade of this. You know what I'm saying? It could do that because we're on a 3-minute chart, so it may, like it did, but you may want to give yourself a little more length of time when you're picking a contract. So just in case if it tries to fake you out and go up, knowing that it's going to come back down and drop, you have that time for it to do that versus thinking it was going to do it, you know what I'm saying, right after showing that it's going to do that later on, and it didn't do that. It took a detour for a little bit, and maybe the contract could run out by that particular time because they set it up that particular way. You know what I'm saying? So just keep in mind that just have the understanding that you know it's going to go there and you're going to be patient for it to get there. With cryptos, if it's going down and you see bottom wicks and you're not doing futures or derivatives and you're just buying and holding, with that information, you become a patient buyer. Does that make sense? Meaning if you've seen this wick at one point in time and you're like, well, how do I use that information if I'm in crypto and I'm not able to do futures or derivatives or make money off my crypto as it goes down? I can only make money as it goes up. You use this information as far as bottom wicks not to buy right now because you know it's about to go down pretty soon, and you don't want to buy right here, or you don't want to buy up here knowing that you've seen this wick or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's going to let you know that it's going down. Does that make sense?
Yes. So when it if, like you said, when the wick is going down, you don't want to actually
You don't want to buy
until you
right then,
actually see the
technically,
red.
unless you are planning to day trade and you're going to day trade in a small amount of time, or like cousin brought up, scalping. Scalping is where you're in there for seconds or minutes. And if you were able to get in right here at 71 cents and scalp it right here at 72 cents, and you bought 1,000 of them, you'd have made you $100. You know, and you'd have made you $100 within 1906 to, you know what I'm saying, 1939. So that'd have been about a good 33 minutes that you were in there. You let it sit and you sold. So yeah, you can use it like that. That's why I'm just
$100 in 30 minutes.
Right.
Man,
Make
oh
sure,
man.
make sure y'all wash your hands.
right.
And
Like I said.
imagine doing that 10 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And you're like, well, can you do that 10 times a day? You can. You just got to find your spots. If you just buying and selling, you got to find your green spots. All of them won't have the same length of dollar amount to take advantage of, but there will be that area where you can buy and then turn around and sell right here. Get that little money. You can get right here and buy and sell right here and get that little money. You can get right here and buy, sell, and get that little money. And that's what people do once they really, really understand it. People sit there and like cousin saying, they sit there and make 10, 15 trades all day. Some of them 25, sometimes 100. But after you done it 10 times, you done made your $200-$300, you know what I'm saying? Picking up $10, $20, $50, maybe $100, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what you wager and also depending on how much green you get at that time, if you're going in the direction of that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it's definitely possible, but it won't be possible until you understand, until you really, really spend some time paying attention to these charts and paying attention to these candles develop so you get a really better understanding of what's going on. So I started drawing all these lines when we were probably over here and at least where I think this candle right here. So if we look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different candles, I'm either their wicks are touching my lines or their candle bodies are touching my lines, are not too far off from it. Does that make sense?
You saying the resistance line, right?
Right, the resistance line, right.
Right.
It's either touching, not too far off, almost touching. This candle body right here is stopping not too far away from here, not too far away from here, not too far away, not too, you know what I'm saying? Meaning this one's sitting right here on it, this one's sitting right here, you know, this wick is right here next to it, meaning that I didn't create these lines out of the blue. All I did was just use the method of the wicks, and anytime I see a candle body on one side and on the other side, I see a candle body and they're both starting and stopping in one area. That's all I did was just use that method. And this is where the asset is stopping at, basically. You're seeing it. You know what I'm saying? This is not magic. It's just understanding that small, simple rule.
So the flat part of the candle is the price. The wick is telling what direction it's going.
Both are the price. The wick tells the future where it goes. What happens with a candle body, what the difference between a candle body or the rectangle part of the candle body and the line of the candle body, the money decided to stay right here and right here for a longer period of time than it did on this wick. As you can see how it's fluctuating the candle body is? What that's letting you know is in this 3-minute time frame, wherever you have a candle body, is letting you know for the majority of the duration of 3 minutes, money was indicated to be here and here. It went a little further up for a little bit, but it didn't stay there that long, you know, because it stayed mostly here and here, where the rectangle is or where the body is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so basically these candles are being formatted or
right now
they're forming every 3 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. Right now.
Got you.
Got shot back up. Woo.
I'm telling you. Oh, so
So
it met that candlestick over here. The green that's
yeah,
finishing up is about to meet the one that's over here,
it's
right?
about to meet this one right here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it'll also meet this one over here. Mm-hmm. It looks like it want to meet this one also.
Yeah,
With
that's
this
the one
wick,
I was
but we're
talking
gonna
about.
see. That's what we're gonna see though. And that will make sense. That will be creating this almost creating a double bottom, almost like a W effect. So we're gonna see. But what we're looking at is we definitely got some bottom wicks. Even though it's going up, guess what we still got though? We got some bottom wicks.
Bottom wicks.
So this is, this is where, okay, right now, it's going up, it's going up. The question is, are you already in and will you be able to get out to take a profit? Because it looked like it may be going back down because we're on a 3-minute candles.
So just say like back, like you said, to the right is the future, to the back is, the past. So if I would have gotten in at any of these red candlesticks back here, that doesn't necessarily mean that I would profit just because this big green candlestick came in, right?
No, it would just be on your the word you're looking for is your dollar cost average, meaning what did you out of all what you've bought, what was the average price that you bought it for? So you would just look over here and see, look right here and see, okay, boom, if you bought it for over 71 cents, then right now, yeah, you could be, you know what I'm saying? You could be down on your account. If you bought it for less than 71 cents, then you're up on your account. So it's just really where your dollar cost average is.
Okay.
It's going to come all the way back up. Is it going to come all the way back up? Well, why is it stopping there? Because we got these two candle bodies sitting right here. We got a candle wick almost touching another candle body right here. Bad. Like, it's a reason why this is over here because of this over here. Candle sitting on top of it, candle stopping next to it, candle going up to it, candle going up to it, wick going up to it, candle body resting on top of it, wick resting on top of it, to where, boom, put a wick right here. And that's it. Like, when you're wondering where it's going to go, just look back here. Look at your wicks, look at your candle bodies, and look where it's resting at. And it's going to be 90-something%. That's really good in an unpredictable market. What do you say? To literally just be able to pay attention to the wicks, be patient, and it's going to eventually get there. That's where, when you hear certain people who have been in the game and they talk about this space and they're not worried, they're not, you know what I'm saying? You don't hear any type of fear or nothing in their voice, is because they understand kind of where it's going to go, where it's going to stop, so that creates that confidence. This right here, because this is where we get paid at. I always tell people, if you're definitely trying to learn something when it comes to investing and trading, understanding the media information is definitely very important, but you'll never get paid on any website by that information. They're going to always pay you off this information right here that's on this chart. See what I'm saying? So you don't get paid off the information that comes in the news. You get paid off what is reflecting on the chart. So it's best, in my opinion, to learn this, because this is where it's going to tell you how much you get paid. An article is just going to tell you that something's coming out, it's fresh, it's new, either buy it or sell it, but it's not going to tell you at what price to buy it, and it's not going to tell you at what price to sell it. This is. So learning this, in my opinion, can be a little bit more important than learning to just understanding news and understanding media as information comes in, because you don't get paid by that. You get paid by this. Wherever this is at right here at the end is how much this is worth that you're invested in. So this, in my opinion, in learning this can be a little bit more beneficial because that's where the actual money is going to come from. Does that make sense?
Yes. So learning these charts are very, very important. And then also, okay, maybe because you got a paid account and I'm looking at this free account. So how did you get, you see how you breaking it down by the times? Is that something that once I pay for this account, then I'll be able to do that?
Yes. Until then,
Okay.
what they'll allow you to do is put a couple of stars by maybe one or two of them, you know.
Oh, got
And
you.
from there,
Okay.
you'll just have to keep clicking in that particular area to go to the time frame that you want to. And that's okay. You're starting out. Once, because I think I pay like 150 for the whole month for the basic package, which I'm good with that. I can do everything I want to do and make money. I've made thousands of dollars using the basic packet. I made thousands of dollars using the free packet. You know what I'm saying? So like it's definitely worth it in a sense. And even if you say, okay, boom, I done made a couple of hundred, a couple of thousand, I'm really into this. I'm drawing on it. I'm investing in this. I spend a lot of time on this. Then it's worth spending $150 for the whole year. You know, I think it's cheaper than paying the $15 a month. Or I think it's $13 a month, one of them. So I just paid them one wop, $150, boom, get it out the way. So I don't have to be worrying about it and thinking about it. And it just gives me a couple of more options to do more things on here, which is dope.
And then show me again how you just drew that resistance line?
Which one?
Like what icon did you click on to draw those lines?
Okay, yes, great question. You want to go over here on the side, and then you want to click over here, the little arrow on the side. There's this little arrows. You see those? See the little arrow on the like I can click on the button, but then I can click on the arrow on the side of the button. Do y'all see that?
Okay, yeah, I see it. At first I did,
Okay.
but I see it now, yeah.
It's the second one. You click on it, and the ones that you're going to use a lot, in my opinion, is going to be the horizontal lines that I've been using, the gold lines, and then also maybe trend lines to where like you may want to say, okay, well, dang, are we on a uptrend or a downtrend? And you want to click right there and then take it right here, and you know what I'm saying, and kind of get that angle, visually seeing that, well, hey, we're still on the downtrend. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So those may be your two that you can put a star next to. And once you put a star next to them, what that does is create a little mobile tool bar that you can move around, and it'll be in the middle of your screen. Here are the two that I normally use the most. Sometimes I use these. I've kind of used all the other ones except for this one, and this one, and this one. But I've used all of these except for that one also at some point in time through the recording tonight. So like I say, they can be useful, but with the free account, they may only let you get 2 or 3. So the best two, in my opinion, is the trend line and the horizontal line. And then you can do that. And that's pretty dope. And then when you get a chance, just go and press all of the buttons. At the end of the day, press every last one of these buttons. Your actual money isn't tied to these drawings, so you can't make a mistake on your actual money. You can just make a mistake on the drawings. And if you make a mistake on the drawings, we have the back button that'll go all the way back to your history of using this account, which means if I keep hitting this button, it'll go all the way back to the other different coins that we were looking at tonight, because it just does that. The undo button is like that. Or if I want to go over here and press down and look at the garbage, I can go over here and click the side of it, and I can remove all my drawings, or I can remove my indicators, or my drawings and my indicators. Or say if I got it real cluttery and you're like, well, hey man, there's so many lines on there, I can't even see it. I can go to the eyeball over here and I can click the side of it, and then now I can hide all my drawings. and now I can see my price action and my candles just to make sure I haven't put too much information on there or too many drawings. Or if I have, I can hide them for a little bit to see what's going on, you know, or I can click on the garbage can and I can remove those particular ones if I wanted to. But definitely go on here, press all of the buttons. You know, nothing's going to happen. It's either going to give you a drawing or give you something or tell you something, but it's not attached to your money, even though it's giving you indications of whatever money that you have invested and the price of it. This site is not connected to your money. Touch everything, press everything, understand everything, so you really feel comfortable over here. So it'll really just take your chart reading to the next level. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Oh, and like I
Just
say,
touching on.
right.
Gotcha.
That's how you learn, you know. That's how I learn. I did a tutorial where I literally pressed every button on this particular screen and kind of did my best to describe it. So I'm gonna see if I can find that particular YouTube video and put it in the chat. It's long, but it's informative. I literally pressed every button. And I think, no, you know what? I'm sorry. I had to do 2 videos. Yeah, I did 2 videos, but I literally pressed every button and said something about every button that I knew anything about. One's on the side, the top, over here on this side, the bottom, everything. I didn't know everything. I'm not going to say that. But we pressed everything. I literally had a group of people with me as I went through it, and like now, and I recorded it. So, you know, but as you can see, you know, no magic, no funny business. No, as of right now, no crazy, I don't want to say crazy indicators, but no indicators. All I'm doing is using the wicks and the candle bodies, which that's the first thing we learn. And that's because that's the significance of it. All the indicators that are in here, that's what they're making their drawings for the indications off of the wicks and these candle bodies. So you can use those. You can go to those and use those, and they're going to provide a different aspect that may be more helpful. But just realize that the simplicity of it is this. Candle bodies that start and stop going to create these resistance lines, and pay attention to these wicks because it's going to let you know where everything is going. And like I say, we've been watching this price action all the way from here. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 candles, out of probably all those 11 candles that every one of them is probably either touching one of my resistance lines, starting on one of my resistance lines, or stopping on one of my resistance lines. So,
And we put in a resistance line where the candles meet, right?
Where you have price action that shows, like, this is the reason why I put this line. The reason why I put this line right here, even before this candle came over, is because of this wick. See this wick right here?
Mm-hmm.
I put this gold this gold line here before these came over here because of this. Same thing over here. I seen that, okay, this wick was right here and this candle body was ending right here. So let me kind of put those in the middle of it in a sense. You know,
okay, the wick and the candle body. Okay.
Right. It just depends, because if there was a situation to where I wanted to say maybe I wanted to put a line right here, I'll put it in the middle of these two right here. And look how I'm putting it in the middle of these two, not even really looking over here, and look what it lands right identically on. Right on this candle body right here. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this stuff works. Like paying attention to the wicks, paying attention to where those candle bodies at, and kind of a lot of times judging and putting it in the middle of two, it's going to create those resistance lines, and you'll see how it's relevant to in the past. Like I can't even see anything that's over here, but we just drew this line based upon I'm putting it in the middle of these two right here, realizing, there's a candle body that's stopping here. And I'm pretty sure if I go back here, there's something that's either stopping or starting on this particular goal line. Let's see.
Alfro Farm Craftsman. Start the day slow roasting turkey for incredible flavor.
It may take us a while, but there should be. There it is. Right here on this line right here. Let's get it. Let's get it. And right now, because the candles are so skinny, we can't tell that they're sitting right on this line that we. That
I see it, the green one.
Boom. As I'm pulling them out even more, what's happening? We couldn't even, I couldn't see this from way down here. So how I'm this close to this wick right here? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How am I this close to this candle body right here?
Yeah,
this wick right here, this wick right here, this candle body right here. This isn't magic. This is just understanding that rule. Understanding that these candle wicks and these candle bodies, where they stop and where they stop, is important. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, y'all right here. That's something. You know what I'm saying? That's something. And that's it. That's it in the simplistics. There's next levels. This is a great beginning course to it. There's levels to it though. What do y'all think?
I love every bit of this thing with
Any
Great
questions?
job tonight.
I'm
Great
definitely
job
going.
tonight.
Yeah, it was a
Yes.
I appreciate all this information. I'm gonna read the candlestick trading Bible, because they do break down these candlesticks even more. I mean, I totally get the concept from what you said about the body of the camera and the body of the candle staying in one, like when it's long, how it stayed in that price point. And then if the wick is going up versus if the wick is at the top versus if the wick is at the bottom, I understand that.
Good. And that's when you're starting off, that's going to really help you and create confidence. The more confidence you have in this space, guess what you'll do? You'll put more money in. Like normally my first trade or my first investment was like $30. I bought some XRP. I bought $30. I heard a dude, my homeboy, talk about it. I was like, all right, I bought $30 of, you know what I'm saying? But anybody who knows me now knows me, like when I buy, I be spending a couple of hundred to a couple of thousand, because I feel really confident. I've watched this. I watched $12,000 go down to $3,000, and then I also seen $9,000 go all the way up to a high of $135,000. So like, I know that it's possible. So anytime when I'm in this space, I'm going big. I don't even play because I know what can happen. I'm not saying that everybody shouldn't have a starting point, because I did. I'm just explaining the more confidence you build in this space is going to really allow you to jump into that next tax bracket that everybody's really kind of trying to get into, if we're being honest, right?
Correct.
So to be able to want to even put a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand in here, you got to be confident. You can't be new, you know what I'm saying? You can't be like, I'm just putting a couple of thousand in because somebody told me to. Nah, our money come too hard. We work too hard for our money. So sometimes even put up to even save a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand, number one, and then put it in, and I'm not confident, that's not going to happen. That's not realistic with the average person. You know what I'm saying? So what happens in this space, you get a lot of people who don't develop confidence, and they don't move out of that starter area or that starter investment price range, $20, $30 and stuff like that, which is good to start with. But if you want to jump up into the next tax bracket, you're gonna have to put a couple of hundred in. You're gonna have to put a couple of thousand in. And I'm just being honest. I'm just giving my experience. So
Gotcha.
it can happen. Trust me. Lucrative, I tell you. You know, I'm being totally honest with you. I don't see it. I just it won't let me pull it up. I just have to do it like that. But I mean, I could definitely screenshot my account and put it in the chat just to, you know, show you that hey, we ain't just talking. You know, it's real. And hopefully just this small example of just, hey, you ain't gotta listen to me. Just pay attention to just pay attention to the wicks. Just pay attention to them wicks and them candle bodies, and it literally touched all these lines that I created down here, you know? So just keep that in mind and just keep growing. Any other questions or anything?
No, that's it for me. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem, no problem. And if anybody wants to do any one-on-ones, of course they have my DM. I'm Mr. Prophet 369 or Pastor Prophet 369 or Lucrative Desire. Just hit us up, DM us, let us know, you know what I'm saying, what you're looking for.
Or Goat Money Talk.
A Goat Money Talk. I'm surprised bro Shane in the building. I ain't even really see him in the whatchamacallit today.
Yeah, I don't think he came into the chat.
Yeah, I don't even think he came into the chat today, but definitely Goat Talk. Also, he's doing something to where you can definitely also get one-on-ones. So just hit us up, let us know. And you know, we're trying to create a culture and create a network, which we have, and now we're trying to grow this network by, you know, explaining to people how the game goes so they can make money. You know, it's 100 or so of some of us in this particular, you know what I'm saying, group. If all of us got our bread together, you know, just think about what we can do when it's time to, you know, do projects and, you know, get into real estate, business credit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of stuff, you know, we can really, really get into. We can probably get into something where we can create our own exchange, or if not even start off as an exchange, do the same thing that Coin Market Cap is doing, and also like CoinGecko. All they're doing is reporting public information and putting it on their website as if it's their information, but it isn't. It's information that they went onto another site and just typed it on their site to go for their format, and boom, they're presented to where people go and just they look at information on what's going on with the cryptos, with the change of it going up and down. Like that's literally, you know what I'm saying, what they're doing. Of course, they have a little bit more better software to where they can keep it to where it fluctuates up and down and interacts as people are on it, which is dope. We can get there also, but we can actually create our own site and present information, and people be going there too. So it's a lot of things that we can do as a group that we can't sometimes do as one person. And as we can see, this information is so elaborate that it's best to have a group so you can throw questions off each other and ask questions and double check, because hey, like you just heard me, we're spending a lot of money. I love double checking. As you can see me right now, I just, you know, finished. I was talking, you know what I'm saying, explaining this. But at the beginning, I was sitting there listening to my cousin explain to me about abracadabra, because I don't know about that. I don't know about it all. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible. It's just so much. So we're all here to learn.
And that's the VVS.
And that VVS. Yes, definitely. I definitely want to get in there and start doing some pairing. I done moved the money over. So, but yeah, and that's the thing. So don't get discouraged. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Start somewhere, you know, and just keep growing. Just keep growing. That's what we're doing. And we're doing it together. So this was dope. We're going to try and do some more, you know. So try and talk to other people that's in the group that may have brought you into the group, or you brought them into the group. Let's get some more participation on this. because I know we got more than, 2 or 3 people that need this information. I know it, but everybody didn't have a chance maybe to show up. So, that's why we did the poll to try and vote when the best time is, because we want to make sure that as many people as possible are getting this information, and getting it not as a recording, but getting it as, hey, I got a question. Let me ask it live while you're going over it, and it's fresh on my brain. So, anything else, Cuzzo, before we get off the phone? Before we get off the Zoom?
We could do another Zoom about earning passive income, staking and stuff like that another day.
Let's talk about
and then
that.
we could pick up the Zoom after that, going a little deeper into the market structure.
We can definitely do that, because I want to get into nodes. They're expensive, but the compound on those things is amazing.
Yes.
Yes. They're expensive, but I want to get into them because the compound is amazing. It's like combining mining and staking at the same time.
Right.
Which that's dope. So, like I say, hit us up. Lucrative Desire, Mr. Profit 369, Pastor Profit, Crypto Hunter, Investment Goat, No Money. Those pretty much all the different IGs that we have. What's the other one that you got, cousin? Sean.
That's just the IG. Sean Shea 88 is IG.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, just hit us up or hit us up in the group. But hey, this was amazing, and let's continue to do it. Let's keep that energy. And like I said, if you have questions, also hit us up, one-on-ones, whatever. As you can see, we do our best to try and be available for our people in the group. We got lives and stuff, but we do try and be available. So once again, I appreciate everybody, and y'all have a wonderful night. I'm about to shut the live down and start recording.
Good night, everybody.